The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We have a market up pretty strong today. Not a big surprise, but it's still early in the day for sure. Now, I started the show like I usually do, pointing out the fact that we have the charts of the DAX and the FTSE up there this morning, showing you that there is a downtrend, lower tops, as you can see, lower bottoms. Both of them there are in a downtrend, both the DAX and the FTSE. But the thing I wanted to chat with you today about, folks, is I've been doing this for a long time. I did my first trade, I believe, in 1959, so that takes me over, 8 decades? I'm going to be, anyway, it's hard to believe. Anyway, I have not seen, I'm not kidding you, folks, I have not seen this many ABCD patterns in these markets like I've seen recently. I mean, over the weekend, I saw these and I said, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding. I mean, there are so many of them. And those of you that listen to the videos that I send out and also the newsletter, how adamant I was about some of these things, especially some of these FANG stocks. And we're going to look at one right now. This basically is just about everything that I teach. Hold on a second here. Get it up here. This happens to be in the news constantly. And this is the chart of Tesla. Now I'm going to show you, this is a long-term, folks. This takes over the last 7 months. There was your first high. You see the market came down, rallied up to the 78% level, and then down. A perfect ABCD. Folks, that was within $1 of the actual price that it was supposed to be at. So that's down a little bit today, but still turning around. But if you'll notice the time frame from the highs to the lows, how they line up, that's a perfect ABCD. That's a squaring of price and time. And if you look at the last CD leg, you'll see another A, B, C, D leg, also telling you that this was the price to be looking to buy Tesla. And of course, it's in the news constantly. So that's the main thing that you want to try to focus on. By the way, folks, our guest today will be Norm Winsky of Astral Cycles. On Tuesday, we're going to have on Tuesday, we'll have Jim Bartolioni of Bart's Charts. And on Wednesday, we'll have Jeff Huge of Alpha Insights. Thursday and Friday are still up in the air, but I'm working on them. Of course, we got a holiday week coming up with Memorial Day weekend coming soon. Now, let's move on to one other thing that I wanted to mention to you about the ABCDs, because there's so many of them, folks, that it's just really, it's just truly amazing. Just look at the newsletter and you'll be able to see all of these ABCDs that are there. It's just, I am shocked. That's all I know is if we break below those lows substantially, my goodness, this is going to be it's going to be very, very nasty in case it does that. Now here's why it's so important, folks. This is the chart of the cash S&P index, and this is a weekly chart. And as you can see here, we made an exact 382 retracement. I mean, this was within 10 cents, folks, of the exact low. Okay, and it's a perfect ABCD. We saw the same thing in the S&P over and over again. So those are the kind that you want to try to line up perfectly. So that's pretty much it. Now, we had a big rally in the stocks in the last hour, which was probably due to partly this right here, the part that was down 1 standard deviation. And what we were saying is you'd probably get a pretty good rally this morning. And we certainly did get that rally so far. But remember on page 222 of Harley's book, he said, in a bull market, try to buy the first ABCD correction in a bull market. Okay, folks, and all I'm going to do now is I'll bring this up here. This happened. Hold on. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Just a minute. We'll get this thing up here and running right. This one is the NASDAQ. I wanted to show the S&P, but the NASDAQ popped up. And I'll show the S&P also, because the S&P, the S&P is much easier to trade than the NASDAQ, because the NASDAQ, you got Microsoft and Apple in there, and there's about 25% just in two stocks. So if you're going to do that, it's real easy. But let's look what Mr. Gartley said. Buy the first ABCD in a bull market. Well, if we assume that Friday's low was a bull market, you wanted to take a look at this. Look at your E-mini S&P. There's your perfect ABCD, measuring right down here at 39.05, and we've rallied 40 handles to the top. So that's the kind of thing that we're paying attention to here to see if this is it. Now, if we go below this, that means that this top that we're seeing today could be taken out, because this has been an absolute perfect market, folks, as far as technical. I want to tell you a little story now. It's going to take me a little time to get through it, but you'll remember here, I'll bring this chart up one more time because we were looking at it. Here's where we were last week, I believe, on a Tuesday. Let's just get this up here to see it. You'll see the stock market, based on the E-mini S&P, has been making 382 retracements. The last one we had, you can see there, that was on Tuesday. That's when we had the move up. I believe Tuesday was the high. Then we were strongly down Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll go into this story just a little bit in detail, because one of our, when I was in London giving the lecture on April the 1st, some of the people there were actually two people that really liked it so much that they signed up to become students of mine. One I've been working with very closely since April the 4th, when I finished and we started working together. And he grasped the ABCD patterns very, very quickly. And he immersed himself in the books and the Floor Trader's Handbook and everything to try to learn this. And he was very excited. I remember when I was talking on the show on April the 1st over there, we were there 10 hours, Tom and I, trading together. We were just trading the ABCDs, and they were working pretty good that day. But later on, over the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, they were showing charts. And the people in the room, especially this young man, would say, "Oh, look, ABCD, ABCD," and people were calling him out. And God darn, it gave me goosebumps that people were actually seeing it, and that made it pretty good. Now, the next, we have Norm Winsky coming up at the break, but when we come back after the next break, I'm going to tell you a story, boys and girls, and I'm going to show it to you in black and white that it's for real. And I actually, I thought I'd seen everything. But I've seen a couple like this before, but to actually see someone new doing this is really. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a P&S statement for one day, and then go through the whole story of the whole week, and we'll cover that when we get back from the break. If you have any questions, folks, it's 877-927-6648. I apologize for my voice, folks, because the combination of the Palo Verdes. This is the end of the season, and boy, they're coming after me big time with allergies. I'll be fine. 877-927-6648.
Of booming inflation, where your purchasing power is eroded, there's no better place to protect your hard-earned money than in gold. Vista Gold's flagship asset is the Mount Todd Gold Project in the Northern Territory of Australia. This is Australia's largest undeveloped gold project. We are talking a world-class gold project in a Tier 1 mining district. This is a large-scale, low-cost project with significant existing infrastructure in a politically safe and friendly mining jurisdiction. Vista Gold just completed the Mount Todd feasibility study, which resulted in a 7 million ounce gold reserve and a 16-year mine life. All of this, combined with the approvals of all major operational as well as environmental permits. This distinguishes Mount Todd as an attractive, de-risk partner, ready development stage gold project. Vista Gold trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol VGZ.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at tfnn.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Tfnn.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted this chart of the S&P that we've been watching for several weeks, and this was what I was working with Henry. He gave me permission to show you all of the stuff I'm going to show you right now, and it's a little bit hard to believe. I get flack some people sometimes, I'll say things and people say, well, you can't prove this. Well, that's true, but I'll tell you one thing. My mom said to me, my grandmother said to me, don't ever lie, because you have to remember Dr. Pepper. If you tell the same story at 10 o'clock, you're going to be able to tell the same story at 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Remember 10, 2, and 4? And the reason for that is if you tell the truth, you're not going to have to remember what you said at 10, 2, and 4. And I've always tried to live by that. I don't think in all these years that I've been doing this show have I ever posted anybody's P&S statement, but I wanted to walk through the story. If you remember, we were extremely bearish here coming into last week on Monday and Tuesday because of the time counts that we were using comparing to October of 1987, and the low should have come in on the 22nd. Well, the low came in on the 21st late in the day, so I assumed that was going to be it. But let's just go where we were last week, okay? Now, I didn't know this until Saturday when Henry sent me the P&S statement, and I'm going to just show you right now. It's a valid P&S statement. I blotted it out, but he'll probably come on as a guest one of these days. But this is what this is the P&S statement that he was working with. Hold on one second. We'll get up here. This is just for the 20th. It is just for the 20th of May, folks. That's all it was. So just for the 20th of May. Now, what I wanted, that was the first part of it, but I'm going to give you the ending one, which is the interesting one. Hold on just a second here. And I know you'll see it in just, no. Oh, here it is. Shut the front door, raise the rent. Hold on, let's get it up here. You'll be able to see it. Hold on. There, hit those right buttons. Okay, let's get talking here now. All right, here is, I blotted this out, but this is basically what he did. If you'll take a look at this, this means he did 173 trades, not, contracts, not trades, but how many contracts. I think there were a total of 30 trades in the group, okay? That's the main thing. I want you to see the beginning balance on Thursday. You see the beginning balance was 20-some thousand, and you can see that the ending balance was $109,000. He made $80,000 in one day, and he started with $29,000. But folks, that's not the real story. The real story was on Tuesday when we had the first big down day. He started the account with $2,500 just to see if he could do it. He had lost some money trading with somebody else, not a lot of money, 10 grand or so, and he was just he just didn't know what he was doing. But when he really latched on to ABCD, and this is what he did, and all I did was tell him to look for 382 retracements on this thing, and that's all he did all week long. And folks, I did okay, but and most of the Coast customers did okay. Nobody did this. I mean, this is just totally unbelievable. Look at this. I mean, he started with 2,500 folks, and he ended the week with $109,000. Now that's a phenomenal. That's better than 3% that you get at the bank, for heaven's sakes. Now, question 2. He called me Saturday, and he was very happy and everything. I said, now, what is the thing that you should do on Monday? And he said, the first thing I'm going to do is to take out $95,000 and give it where it can't be found. And I said, you're going to give it to your wife. And he said, how did you know that? I said, I've been there, done that. So to put that money away, and I told him, look, if you're any good, you can repeat this when you get a real strong trending market in your favor. And he said, well, I can see trending markets just by 382s and stuff like that. I said, yeah, but you're just getting started. You've only been doing this 6 weeks. Nobody, the number of people that can do so. Well, Tommy Hugard can do it. And he was a member of Tom's trading room. But I said, you've got to be able to just sit back and relax and absorb it. I mean, you made an incredible run from 2,500 to 109,000. That's a tremendous run. Now, I'm showing you this, folks, to show you that, yeah, this can be done. And I know some of you are throwing vegetables at it, but they're fresh vegetables, and I love salads, so we're in good shape. You can do this. Not everybody can do anything like this, but you can do this. It's not hard. It's AB equals CD, and that's what you got to try to remember. What you're looking at is ABCD. Just look at that Tesla chart that I put up there. Well, go look at Apple. Go look at Microsoft. Go look at Google. Go look at Amazon. All of these stocks have just made ABCD patterns, folks. These are huge patterns. I mean, unbelievable. Here's one right here. This is a weekly chart. Let me get this one up here. This is the big daddy rabbit of the banking business, Goldman Sachs, and of course this one right here is JP Morgan. There you go. There you can see it coming in right there at the 61% retracement. Beautiful ABCDs on the way down. Something big has happened here over the weekend, folks. Now, if we take out these lows, heaven hath no fury like a trade that doesn't work, because that son of a gun is going to melt down. I think what we're going to see, and this is just my guess, and remember, it's a sophisticated, wild guess, so what we want to do, we'll see what is going on. Yes, I know, Billy. That was really something to see that young man, and he was very, very level-headed about it. He wasn't, wacko excited or anything like that. So, he's going to be. He sees ABCD immediately. Not many people do, but he was the one. He saw it immediately. I have another student that is going to be in his ballpark too. But I've stopped 134 people in the room, folks. I usually average about 1 or 2. Well, I did get 2, so I was very happy about that. Now let's move on. We've got the Norm coming up. One of the reasons here that the market is extremely oversold is, if you look at this, I'm not just talking about the ABCs. I'm talking about this is the NASDAQ. Look at where we are on a percentage, folks. We are almost. There's the bottom in March the 5th of March the 9th is when the NASDAQ started up. That was March the 9th of 2009. There's where we were on Friday. I mean, this is, we were tremendously. The thing was, we had all of the ABCDs hit, every single one. Dow Jones, Russell, S&P 500, and NASDAQ, all of them hit. I mean, they were just one after another. I was so excited Saturday morning I couldn't hardly do enough charts. That's how bad it was. Well, good it was, as we say. So we'll keep an eye on some of these things as we go through here today, looking at some of these others. Now, speaking of the 382s, I wanted to point out this one that we had here. in the gold here this morning. Haven't checked it recently, but the reasoning behind this, if you see, we had this run up in gold. We had a sell signal up here at $2 higher, but we didn't get filled on that. So when the market came down and made the 382, I didn't send this out to anybody because I was fighting with the allergies and stuff, but that was a really nice 382. Your stop's at break even now. I don't know what it's done, since that time, but it should be going lower, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. 877-927-6648.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting Tfnn.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Norm Winsky from Astro Cycles down in Naples, Florida on the line. Norm, how are you today?
Again, thanks for having me on, Larry.
You're welcome. We always like to have you on, and I have a question at the end of the program here for you, but why don't you go ahead and tell the folks what you're looking at today?
Okay, I was last on your show on Monday, May 9, and I gave you the following forecast coming up. The 9th, that night, we had Mercury turning retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Anytime we have Mercury doing something, then we look at the grains. And by the way, all these points potentially could relate to the stock market and generate a change in trend. The stock market is the big basket of everything, and it tends to respond to everything, but we have narrow filters with the different commodities. So the night of the AC is after the close, so that's overnight. So we look to trade on the next day's opening, and we're looking for the market to be moving up or moving down. Sideways is not good. We take a pass on sideways. So the overnight, the 11th, we had Jupiter to Uranus, and because Uranus is in Taurus, the bull, we look at cattle, and Uranus the copper, and cotton is Taurus the bull. Then we had the night of the 12th, overnight, we had a point to the U.S. natal chart. That's we take a snapshot of the planets when the country was founded on the 4th of July, 1776. Anytime we have that, we look at U.S. stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And on the night of, then we had the weekend of the 13th, where we had a point again to the U.S. stock, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. Then we also had Venus, Epihelion. That's in Venus, takes 225 days to go around the sun, and it's an elliptical orbit. And so there's a point where it's closest to the sun, or it's farthest from the sun, and Epihelion is the farthest. Helio is Greek for sun. And if it has an A in the front, that's afar. Major change of trend. All your Venus points here: cattle, copper, corn. I'm doing corn because it has to do with the sun. The sun is golden, and corn is golden, and then gold is golden, and sugar and wheat. That's how simple the logic is behind this. It's like first grade logic. Okay, so you've often heard me say there's nothing in here that you can't, that's over a grade school level, and that's like a first grade level, you know. Taurus the bull is cattle. That's almost comical. So moon north node to the U.S. chart, that's U.S. stock, T-bonds, U.S. dollar, and oil. Oh, I missed the oil when I did the review here. Oh, sorry about that. And maybe I could pull that up real fast later. And full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So that's the special kind of full moon. Anytime full moon, new moon, we round up the usual suspects: financial, range, precious metals, and because it was in Scorpio, cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds, it's a double whammy there for T-bonds with the full moon and in Scorpio. So here's the corn. Corn popped up there, and that was a high day for the second half of the so far, the second part of the month, and that was a double there because you had both the Venus and Epihelion and the moon there, and that day was a top. And here's soybeans. We had the Mercury point over here, I believe. We had something there early. Oh yeah, Mercury retrograde. Yeah, where's the corn? I missed that point on the corn. We also had Mercury retrograde over here on the night of the 9th. That was good too. So you had 3 good points for corn. Here's the beans. You had Mercury retrograde. That was near the low of the month. Not so friendly there. It kept going up. So that's a miss. Red arrow is a miss. Green arrow is good. You had a chance to make some money. Here's wheat. We had 3 out of 3 on the wheat. It had the Mercury retrograde there, a little pullback low. And then we were 1 day early on the top. Oh, and wheat has an interesting story to it in that here lies a lesson in market psychology. So some of you may remember that on Friday the 13th, the Indian government, that would be, let's see if we can find this on the chart right there. Indian government came out and said they were, I never follow fundamentals, but I think this is a great lesson. The Indian government said they were banning all exports. Now, if you're following fundamentals, you would have gotten really excited and thinking that that's going to cut off the supply of wheat to the rest of the world, and wheat prices were going to the moon. My reaction was that's probably near a top, and it took 2. And here's the lunar eclipse there, and then there is the top. So that's a lesson in don't follow government news. The moon beat the Indian government because the next day after the lunar eclipse was the top. Okay, cattle. We were going choppy up and down, sideways, nowhere there. So we took a pass there. Now we're down here on a low, and on a Venus. Jupiter to Uranus point, and that was a little short-term top there. I mean bottom. And then cotton was just going sideways, so we did nothing there. And cocoa was rallying into our point there with the moon. Oh, that was the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Cocoa is Scorpio. and we topped there just a little bit higher the next day and went down. And here's hogs. Hogs did not cooperate, so it kept going up, and so that's a miss. Here's sugar, topped out the next day, or you had a nice intraday spike down where you had a chance to make some money there. And here's copper. It had a little rally there into our window and then had a big drop. And here's silver right near past the moon, right on the moon. And that was right near the low of the month. And here's gold. We had 2 points for gold, the lunar eclipse and the Venus Epihelion. And that right there, and that was the low of the month. And then we had the S&P with these different points here. We had the Mercury retrograde, and it didn't work that well. Then we had, let's see, that was 11th. The next one is Jupiter to Uranus there. And then we had the Saturn to the U.S. right there. And then we had the big window there. We had a 4-way cluster there over the 13th weekend. And that was one day from the high, that high there before it plunged to a new low, All right, here's T-bonds. We did really well here. We had the U.S. point there, and then the big cluster over the 13th weekend with the lunar eclipse and a couple of U.S. points. And here's the U.S. dollar and our U.S. point there right on the high of the month, and then kind of a retest there with those 3 points over the weekend. Here's, I often tell you that the currencies dance to the moon. We had a lunar eclipse that 13th weekend, and there you're right near the lows on the pound, and you're right near the lows there on the euro, and you may be on the low there for the Swiss franc. So if you add up the green arrows and red arrows, you got 32 winners out of 36 for 88.89%. If you like these notes, contact me. You get them for free. If you like, you can request a free class to go over some of the technical terms here and methods, and I'll be happy to help you. And it's all free. If you mention Larry's name, it's all free. Double your money back guaranteed. So there we go. Here's what's coming up. We got a point this morning. Jupiter to the U.S. Chart. That means stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. We have the potential here for some kind of we've been moving up since.
Norm, we got to pay a few bills, buddy. Wait, and we'll cover the rest of it when you come back, okay?
Yes, sir.
Norm Winsky, folks, Astro Cycles.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at tfnn.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we're back with Norm Winsky of Astro Cycles. You want to continue, Norm?
Yes, sir, Larry. That's Norm with Astro Trend. Let Astro Trend be your friend. I thought because when I create these notes, I overlooked the oil, and there's oil right there. This is crude oil, July crude oil. And my point there was over the weekend of the 13th, we had a point there, possible point for the oil, and you can see that was one day ahead of that top there. So I didn't include that in the numbers, so but that would bump up my numbers slightly. All right, so now looking ahead here now, I just told you that this morning we have a possible point for stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar, and we'd like to see that happen, by noon today, but it might stretch out into tomorrow morning. If that doesn't work by tomorrow morning, then it might be a miss, Then we got here's the big news. We got a big four-way cluster for the coming weekend, I guess that's Memorial Day weekend. Here's a memory for you, Larry. That sound like anything you know?
Oh, Indianapolis 500. You're very good at that.
All right.
We can actually, Norm, remember you can actually hear the from 65 miles away from Indianapolis, when you're in Terre Haute, you can actually hear the cars. This is incredible.
I think you're pulling my leg a little bit.
No.
50 miles from the track.
Back in those days, they had the big Offenhauser engines, and they were very, very loud. The ones they have now are loud, but in a different way, I guess. But I remember as a kid listening to
50 miles from the track, and I don't remember hearing them, but that's okay. Maybe they got better acoustics between Indy and Terre.
Heck, I'm probably wrong, but I remember that anyway. So go ahead.
Anyway, this weekend we got Mercury Epihelion. That's when Mercury's at its farthest point from the sun. And anytime you have that, you have the grains, corn, soybeans, wheat. And then we also have Jupiter to Neptune. That's going to be we don't want to do oats. Nobody trades oats. That's only two horses in Wyoming trade oats, Larry. There we go. So I'll take that out. So Jupiter parallel Neptune, and that's Neptune is oil. And then we have Helio lined up between Saturn and Uranus. That's cattle, copper, and cotton. Try to get cattle, coffee, copper, and cotton. Yeah, that's a tongue twister. And then we have a new moon in Gemini, and that's anytime we have the new moon, we got the financials, grains, and precious metals. And so now it's time to tell the folks how they can get some free stuff and who I am. I've been doing this about 45, 50 years, depending upon when you start counting. I was a former Chicago floor trader. I was on the CBOE and the Chicago Board of Trade for about 12 years. And there we go. And studied all kinds of stuff. And if you get a hold of me, we can get you learn this stuff. And if you're a GAN student, I can shorten your GAN wrestling experience from 10 years to 10 days. There we go. Here's how to contact me. That's 239-594-3939. Nwinsky at embarkwithaqmail.com, or you can call me at nwinsky_1 on Skype. Looking forward to helping some of the folks there, Larry. And I think you said you had a question for me.
I have a question, yes. And the question is, how do you, when someone challenges you about astrology and religion and being an instrument of the devil and all this stuff, supposedly, how do you answer that question, Norm?
I just did. I went through and showed it worked 89% of the time.
Yeah, Norm, in English terms, you got to tell people that don't trade. Some of these people that ask this question.
I don't care about those people.
Oh, well, okay. I thought you cared about everybody, Norm.
Oh, well, in a general sense, yeah. If they if they had a flat tire, I might help them, help them out or something,
Okay.
But I'm not out to convert everybody. Who cares?
Okay. All right. That's a good answer.
You want to make money. You want to improve your trading. You'll learn this. And by the way, Larry, if you married the ABC with this timing, it would be dynamite, don't you think?
Oh, you're getting ready to sell health insurance now, huh? With
what's that?
With JJ, you're going to sell health insurance. Dynamite. JJ Walker. Hey, Norm, we're going to have you on again soon, my friend. So best of luck to you. Stay on the green side of the grass, okay?
Okay, and please, everybody, if you're going to think of contact me now, today, because this is my deadline weekend. I'm busy getting June's letters together. So the farther into the week we go, the busier I am. If you want to talk to me, call me today, okay?
And what's that number, Norm?
That's 239-594-3939.
Thank you very much, Mr. Winsky. We'll have you on again soon.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Everybody have a great day.
Okay, folks. Thank you, Norm, for being on. We're now up. We're up 70 handle. Well, from what I'm looking at, the low today was 39.05, and the S&P. That's where the ABCD ended. We now got up to 39.73. Folks, like I mentioned before, take a look at the newsletter and all the patterns on the FANG stocks. And I didn't do all the stocks. I did Goldman Sachs and a few others that I didn't even put in the letter because there were so many of them. I mean, my goodness, some of the stuff is junk. Well, stop it. Time out. I don't mean junk in the junk say. I mean the fact that this stuff has been down so much, like Netflix and Facebook and things like that. Those have patterns that are certainly different than the other ones of the FANG stocks. And then there's a lot of stocks like Robinhood and ARK and some of these others that got hit really bad. The whole secret to what we're looking at now, folks, is we thought this low was coming in and now it's here. Now, I don't know if it's going to last another 5 minutes, 5 days, or 5 weeks. All I know is we want to be ready when we get the next really good ABCD pattern down in here to get ready to start nibbling at the short side, because this is a bounce, in my opinion. It's way overdue because the market was very oversold, very similar to an oversold condition that we had in 09. The difference is, folks, the VIX index was only trading at 29 on Friday. Back in March of that year, it was at 80. So there's a big difference. And so I think we're going to get an orderly correction here. How orderly, we'll have to let the market tell us, but that's the main thing. The other one is the gold market, folks. We tried to sell gold today at 1868. We got to 1866. We missed it by time out just a tiny bit. It's broken now down. Sorry, folks, these allergies are really whacking me today. But it did drop down to 1849, and then we rallied up to 1853 to 382, and maybe that'll be heading lower. So that's pretty much it. Remember, folks, tomorrow our guest is going to be Jim Bartolioni of Bart's Charts, and Wednesday we'll have Jeff Huge. And Thursday, God, I had somebody on Thursday. I can't remember what it was, but I'll figure it out soon enough here. So, the bond market, folks. Soon as stocks rally, you can see what they do to the bond market. It's down several points from the high. Nothing more than a dead cat bounce there. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at tfnn.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart of Apple, most actively traded stock in the world, I believe. I know it's the most held stock. Mr. Buffett has 41% of his portfolio in Apple. But folks, take a look at the low here on Friday. You see the 382 from the COVID low back here. This is an ABCD at a 382 level. Wow, you can't ask for anything more than that. However, the 382, Apple did miss it, folks. It went 10 cents below the 382, but trading at 138, 10 cents on $138 is not very much. So we should get a pretty good rally in here. My assumption is since we're down since January 4th, we're down 5 months into May, we should get about a 5 to 6 week rally. Now, if this rally cannot extend any farther than the 382 of this move right here, that's when we know we're going to be looking at much lower prices. Lower prices are coming. It's a question of when. All we know now is that we should not take out the low that we made on Friday. Even today, we should not take it out. If we do, that's trouble in River City. And, River City is right outside of Gary, Indiana. So, by golly, you got to be very, very careful. I know the answer that Norm asked about is listening to the Indianapolis 500 when I was in Terre Haute. Norm was from Frankfurt, I believe, which is north of Indianapolis a little bit. But Terre Haute means high ground because Terre Haute is up quite a bit, from the banks of the old Wabash River there. So it sets it relatively high ground. It's a French word meaning Terre Haute means high ground. And that's why we could hear it. I can remember as a kid because, of course, we didn't have Well, you're talking about in the 50s, folks. It was a lot different. They had Offenheiser engines, and those were very, very loud. But I do remember it. Heck, maybe my memory's slipping, but boy, that goes back 70 years, 72 years to be exact. Anyway, I've been to Indianapolis 500 probably 15 times in my years. It used to be $1 to get in. Hey, listen, we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks. With Jim Bartolomeone and Bart's Charts, always a good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. May God bless.